Say what? Diddy, man. This whole thing just keeps getting messier and messier, doesn't it? So, the latest buzz is that he's allegedly caught an STD while he's locked up. I know, right? You can't make this stuff up. First of all, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room. Diddy's fall from grace has been epic. We're talking about a guy who was the king of the music industry, throwing lavish parties, and now he's reportedly sharing a cell with a man wife and dealing with potential health issues behind bars. Talk about a plot twist. The rumors started swirling when people noticed he looked like straight up garbage during his trial. I mean, the dude aged like milk left out in the sun. Everyone initially thought it was just the stress of the legal drama, but then the whispers about a possible STD started gaining traction. And you know how the internet is. Once something's out there, it's out there. Then Jaguar Wright jumped into the mix and things really went nuclear. She basically called him out for spending all his money on these wild freak-off parties instead of investing in the Black community, which, I gotta say, is a valid point. Like, bro, you got all this money and influence, maybe use it for something good instead of just fueling your own whatever that is. And then she brought up Magic Johnson, which was a little shady, I'm not gonna lie. The interviewer tried to be all slick and mention Magic's HIV diagnosis, but Jaguar wasn't having it. She clapped back, saying at least Magic owned up to it and used it as an opportunity to educate people, unlike Diddy, who's allegedly hiding his situation. So, she pretty much confirmed the STD rumors without actually confirming them, if you catch my drift. She even went on to say that there are like 20 other people in the industry who are walking around with this same thing, and she could name them all. But they couldn't sue her because their medical records would back her up. Can you imagine the chaos if she actually dropped those names? The internet would explode. But here's where things get even crazier. Remember Usher? The rumors about Diddy and Usher have been around for ages, but they're getting a fresh look now. The story is that when Usher was a young teenager, he stayed with Diddy. And let's just say things weren't exactly PG-13. Usher himself has talked about witnessing and participating in some adult activities. And then there's that video where Diddy seemingly admits to sharing a bed with Usher every night when Usher was only 14. Red flags everywhere, people. Red flags everywhere. So the theory is that Diddy gave Usher an STD back then. There was even an email that got leaked from someone involved with Kim Porter's book, claiming that Kim shared in the book that Diddy pressured Usher into being intimate with him and passed him an STD. And then, years later, Usher got sued by a woman who claimed he gave her herpes. She said she tested positive after seeing online news about Usher's supposed diagnosis. So, you see how all these pieces are starting to fit together? And now, the latest rumor is that whatever STD Diddy allegedly has messed with his equipment. That's supposedly why he was so reliant on his infamous pink before any of these freak-off sessions. The pink, for those who don't know, is allegedly a mix of ketamine, snow powder, and Viagra. Basically, a cocktail of drugs to keep you calm, awake, and functional. Apparently, without the pink, the party just doesn't happen. Phil, Diddy's former assistant, even backed up these claims, saying that Diddy required there to be pink and sedatives available at all times. He said he even feared for his safety because he was the one going out to get these things for Diddy, and Diddy would get aggressive if he couldn't find them. I mean, come on, this is just wow. And let's not forget what Cassie said in court, that she developed so many infections from these freak-offs that her medication stopped working. If Cassie was getting infections, then it's not a stretch to think Diddy caught something too, especially since he kept the parties going even after they broke up. Okay, so people are online saying he's a safety risk, a health risk, the works. Someone even said his lifestyle finally caught up with him. I mean, you can't deny there's a certain poetic justice to it all. But the big question everyone's asking is, do we really think this man-wife thing in prison is real? I don't know, man. Prison is a whole different world. People do crazy things to survive, to find some kind of connection. It wouldn't shock me. Honestly, nothing with this dude shocks me anymore. Look, let's be real. This whole situation is a mess. It's a tragedy for the victims, it's a stain on the music industry, and it's just a sad commentary on power, money, and the abuse that can come with it. It makes you think about all the other stuff that's probably going on behind closed doors in Hollywood, in the music industry, in all these places where people have unchecked power. This Diddy thing is just the tip of the iceberg, I guarantee it. And it's not just about Diddy, right? Like Jaguar Wright said, if there are 20 other people running around with STDs, knowingly spreading them, that's a public health issue. Where are the consequences? Where's the accountability? You get regular people getting slammed for way less. And the Usher thing, that's just predatory. There's no other word for it. Taking advantage of a kid like that, it's disgusting. And the fact that it was allegedly covered up for so long is even more sickening. It also makes you wonder about all the enablers, all the people who knew what was going on and turned a blind eye because they were benefiting from it. They're just as guilty, in my opinion. They helped create this environment where this kind of behavior could thrive. The whole pink thing is wild too. I mean, ketamine, snow powder, and Viagra, that's a recipe for disaster. It's like these people were trying to escape reality completely, to just numb themselves to everything. It's a dark, twisted world they were living in. And Phil, the assistant, having to run around getting all this stuff, that's messed up. He was basically enabling Diddy's addiction, and he probably felt like he couldn't say no because he was afraid of losing his job, or worse. Cassie's story is heartbreaking. To go through all that abuse, to develop all those infections, and then to have to fight for years to get justice, it's just awful. She's a strong woman for speaking out, and I hope she finally finds some peace. This whole thing is bigger than Diddy. It's about power, abuse, and the dark side of fame. It's about the need for accountability, for consequences, and for a real change in the culture. We can't just shrug this off and say, that's just how it is. We have to demand better. And honestly, shout out to Magic Johnson for real. He owned up to his situation, became an advocate, and has done a lot of good in the world. That's how you use your platform. That's how you make a difference. So, yeah, Diddy's allegedly got an STD in prison. He might have a man-wife. It's all crazy. But let's not get so caught up in the gossip that we forget the bigger picture. This is about abuse, power, and the need for change. And it's a conversation we need to keep having. Okay, so the thing that really gets me is the hypocrisy, right? We're constantly bombarded with messages about health, about responsibility, about being a good role model. And then you have someone like Diddy, who's been held up as a success story, living this completely reckless lifestyle and allegedly putting other people at risk. It's just infuriating. And it's not just him. It's like there's this whole culture of silence and complicity in the entertainment industry. People are so afraid of rocking the boat, of losing their connections, that they just turn a blind eye to all this bad behavior. It's like a giant house of cards built on secrets and lies. You know, we talk about holding politicians accountable, and we should. But what about these celebrities who have so much influence over young people? They need to be held to a higher standard too. They need to understand that their actions have consequences, not just for themselves, but for everyone who looks up to them. And let's not even get started on the legal system. How is it that Diddy was able to get away with this stuff for so long? Where were the cops? Where were the prosecutors? It's like he was untouchable because he was rich and famous. That's not justice, that's a joke. It makes you wonder how many other people are out there doing the same kind of stuff and getting away with it because they have the money and the power to silence their victims. It's a scary thought. And the media plays a role in this too. They're so obsessed with the glitz and glamour of celebrity life that they often ignore the dark side. They're more interested in selling magazines and getting clicks than in telling the truth. It's a vicious cycle. But I think things are starting to change, slowly but surely. People are getting fed up with the lies and the cover-ups. They're demanding more transparency, more accountability. The Me Too movement was a huge wake-up call, and I think it's paved the way for more victims to come forward and share their stories. It's gonna take a lot of work to clean up this mess, but I think it's possible. We need to start by holding these powerful people accountable for their actions. We need to support the victims and give them a platform to speak out. And we need to create a culture where this kind of abuse is no longer tolerated. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth fighting for. Because at the end of the day, we all deserve to live in a world where everyone is treated with respect and dignity, regardless of their wealth or status. And that's not just a pipe dream, it's something we can actually achieve if we're willing to work for it. And honestly, this whole Diddy thing, it just highlights the bigger problems in our